Heaven I too, Nikosi Baba is here with a cos-ita topic on my brethren, my sistren, my mama, my baba, my children, my lidge, you know what I mean, all of my peoples, to the sand people, the Khoi, the sand Bushmen. And if anybody that's tuned in, that's subscribed to this channel, make sure you're sharing this with these Khoi-san. When I say Bushmen, my intention is not to disrespect anybody. I understand that this term is probably used in a derogatory way. But when I say it, I'm actually bigging up the bush. I'm a Bushman. We are all Bushmen. We are nothing more than Bushmen. What you thought Seagold was? Seagold Empire. That's what we are. Seagold is no different than Jutwansi, or the different Osa people that came out of the sand, and all of the Khoi. So Seagold gives reverence when we talk about the bush. We are bush people. So we are putting signals and putting, sending out codes for the ones that can really grasp this code. And this video is definitely aimed for our people, the sand people. They know who I am. I'm your humble child, Nikosi Baba. This video is to talk about an interesting author that I just came across. His name is James Suzman. Maybe he's from Europe, don't quote me, though according to the labels, he's a so-called European, and it appears that he maybe lived in South Africa or went to college there. Yeah, James, if you see this, you're literally like speaking what I've been speaking about, and I want to commend James. Because one thing about so-called black people, colored people, African American, African Caribbean, we tend to not believe nothing when another person that looks similar to us say it. So sometimes people not really resonating much when I'm bigging up these Bushmen, bigging up my people, us jungle people, us desert people, us nature people. People not believing it so heavy, but they'll believe it when a white person say it. No offense, James. I know that white doesn't exist, black doesn't exist. Colors are all an illusion. If we're really gonna call each other a certain color, we are all different shades of brown. That is all. James is a lighter shade of brown. Me, I'm like middle color brown. I'm not the darkest brown, and I'm not the lightest brown. I'm even a little too dark to be considered as a colored person in South Africa. Though I have the same color as my Khoi people and my sand people, because I am them. I share blood with them, partially. Obviously, we know as Jamaicans we're mixed up, so-called Jamaicans. We are mixed with, from Angola all the way to Cameroon, all the way to Namibia, to South Africa, Botswana. Even parts of us are Cushitic, from Kenya, northern Kenya, all the way to southern Ethiopia. We are even mixed with Nigerian, Igbo, even partially mixed with Fanti, Ashanti, and different tribes from Western Africa. Even some of us are even Fulani. But we are mixed with many things. So one of my mixtures is the sand people. I share blood with these people. So as I said, this video is to give props to James Suzman, because he is a so-called white person that has realized the importance of us just letting go and living like the sand people. Literally. The sand people, in simple terms, is literally just children of the sun. That's why they're called sand. Yeah, sun people. That's why they were able to live in the desert. Oh, you thought if you lived in the desert you would get extra dark brown? Nah, these people is my color. Beautiful brown people. They're not mixed with nothing. They're not Chinese. People have a misconception on reality. They don't realize that these people are related to some of the most ancient branches of the tree of life for humanity. So give homage, man. I already said in the previous video. Now we have a so-called white person, James Suzman. He's even sharing this information in his books. Scientists have been saying it, though I love the way James is saying it. Scientists, whether they're white, Chinese, black, all of them know that, okay, everything comes from Africa, the God tenant, the pro-tenants, the people that are the pros at being tenants on earth. They live responsibly. Everybody on earth, besides people that are life-wrecked, life-wreckedly linked to this God tenant, know that this God tenant is actually like the source. Like some of us so-called black people, we know that Africa, quote unquote, is the source, though we don't be here. White people be in Africa more than black people. Look at South Africa. It's to the point where the so-called Bushmen, they be having to fight for their farms in the Kalahari. Not their farms, but the white people farms that came and took their land. They never had farms. Khoisan people are not farmers. The closest thing to it is the Khoikhoi. They more so do the pastoralists. They keep a couple animals, once cows and sheep and all these fake, or not fake, hybrid entities were introduced to Africa. We know cows don't come from Africa. Oh, you didn't know? Cows do not come from Africa. The Khoikhoi was even living like the Sand people 20,000 years ago. Cows have been introduced to Africa about 10,000 years ago. The Khoisan in totality, meaning the Khoikhoi and the Sand people, all the different groups and sub-tribes within these peoples, they all lived within this southern Africa area, the southern part of the continent, which is actually the northern part. We know that the whole earth is flipped right side up. They tricked us. Egypt is not the top of the Nile. Once you go up the Nile and you keep going past so-called Lake Victoria and you get to like Botswana and you get to those places and you see how those places still got that beauty and they got ancient human findings as well. Yeah, though we know Babylon has tried to capture these beautiful areas, no different than the eastern part of the continent. East Africa has been compromised, west, south, everywhere. Though the most ancient places is east and also south. Though every ancient being that came from the south, or that's in the south, they originated in the east. So even our beautiful Khoisan people, they come from southern Ethiopia, Omo Valley, Ethiopia. They come from Kirinyaga, Kenya, all those areas in the Nile. Yeah, Khoisan, know your roots. When Baba come and link with my family, you know, I'm sharing a lot of stuff, and I know y'all gonna share a lot of stuff. We sharing together. We eat together. We one family. We're gonna share food for thought, and we gonna share and break bread. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all link I. And big up to James Suzman once again. He's a guy that approached it in an interesting way. He sounded like me. Maybe I sound like him. We're one. We're all one. You get what I'm saying? I don't have this egotistical approach. Even though I know I am the truth, I give credit when the truth is expressed through other parts of myself. And James, you have shared the truth. James knows that we don't need to work jobs. These people, the Sand Bushmen, even currently, some of them are able to get over 2,000 calories in a day while there was a drought for these so-called South African countries. They're still able to live without no shops. How many of us could live without a shop? Give homage. How many of us could live without a shop but then still eat over 80% plant-based? Most of us are addicted to blood and meat. I said already in a previous video, the Khoisan people are the only people, specifically the Sand Bushmen, are the only people on earth, or one of the only people on earth that will be forgiven for eating meat. They don't eat domestic meat. Originally, all they eat is what they can find in the bush to supplement, especially during dry seasons. But in the rains, they get all the different tubers, fruits, nuts. Yeah. So they are me. I eat this way. I don't have to eat meat. And I'm not bashing them for eating the meat. They're forgiven for it. They still are no different than me. They're pretty much, you could say, like kind of like plant-based or almost vegetarian. They sometimes eat like the eland or the deeker. Yeah, James Suzman. Y'all check out his books. Check out some of his interviews. He's talking like Nikosi Baba in his own way, kind of, though it's the same thing about how, dude, these people work like how we meant to work as humans. We're not meant to work 40-hour weeks. When you work 40-hour weeks, you become weak. When you work only 6 hours, you stay strong. These people work 6 to 9, up to 15 hours in a whole strong. That's why they strong, they fit. All those big gym muscles you see on some of these different humans is fake. That's not how real humans look. You wanna know how real humans look? Go look at indigenous tribes, people that live with nature. This is how humans look. All the extra buffed up stuff, lifting metals and stuff, is not reality. It's a big video game. It's a glitch to keep you in the glitch. Though I'm the true glitch that glitches your whole screen and cracks the stream that they're giving you. And I'm making it very clear. We don't need that world. We don't need jobs. What is a job? We don't need school. Who goes to school? Slaves. We're not slaves. Aren't we kings and queens? Huh? Paying rent. Building. We don't need to live in buildings. All of this is temporary. Y'all already know what time it is. I'm just putting a code out for my peoples, because some of y'all gonna get this. And it gotta be documented. Yeah, I could have easily just said, forget it. I was already lit. I was high in the bush, in the mountains, dolo. I didn't even have women. I was all by myself. Isolated, right? And then I realized, this is good. For me, the illusion of me. Now, within the illusion of separation, there's other parts of me, there's other people. So if I don't share what I've attained or what I've obtained in my journey, then what benefit am I to me truly? Because the more I help others, it's saying a lot about how I help myself, because others is actually no more than me. Everything is one. We represent oneness. Seagull represent oneness. And the pinnacle to this oneness is us, Bushmen, Seagull Empire. Sand people, big up yourself. Khoi people, big up yourself. James Suzman, link eye on social media, whatever. Let's have a chat. He's one of the few so-called white people that will be forgiven. Big up yourself, James. Sand people are some of the few so-called black people that will be forgiven. Big up yourself. Seagull Empire, we are full of thanks for life. Guide I heal, I grow, I my society, I.